Coach, and are you aware, have you heard, what do you think about the narrative out there after Saturday that you guys played dirty?
You know, I don't put any thought into it. I haven't heard, it don't really matter. I think playing good, hard basketball is, you know, something nice to look at. But I know our guys played hard. I know Duke played hard too. And again, I'm on the rules committee, and the referees did what they thought was right, and I thought they officiated the game the way they felt it went. And but from my perspective, I didn't see anything dirty from either team.
Euros talked about how this team is better when they're kind of the hunter and they're the underdog. How do y'all keep that mindset this week when y'all are not going to be the underdog?
Well, we talked a lot about it. Again, I'm not sure we're not the underdog. When you look at a team that's won 33 games and beat Florida, who beat us, and a team that, again, when you win 33 games, you talk about a model of consistency, and they certainly have done that and earned everything that they've got, and everybody you talk to about them, they rave about them as a team that really understands what they want to do together as a team. But 33 wins speaks for itself, and with the mindset, we've talked about it all year long. Whatever our guys have to do to make them decide we got to go out and play at the highest level, they've got to do that. And whether it's just talking the talk or whatever, I just want to see them go out and do what we know we need to do to win.
What's led you to start Euros the last couple of games?
Physicality. We felt we needed to start the game and try to get physical because we played against post players that are very physical, and we thought it was important that we got off to a good start.
He's delivered that, hasn't he?
He's done a good job. Yeah, I thought he was, again, a little bit amped up, and after watching the tape, the first two fouls, it wasn't flagrant, which at the time, even our team, we just wanted to play basketball, but that's who he is. That's his emotion with it, but we need him. And I said all year long, we need all these guys, but he certainly has done what we've asked him to do.
It's a challenge in defending a team like FAU that has so many good three-point shooters.
It's a challenge. It really is, and the fact that you think that they shoot it with confidence. They really do a good job of knowing where each guy is on the court. They do a good job of getting in gaps and passing the ball, delivering it on the money. They've got some guys that have as quick a release as anybody that we played against all year, where the pass is there and they don't need any time to get it off. And but they spread it out and run really good offense. And like I said, 33 wins to me speaks for everything that they're about.
Dusty May said last night to prepare for you guys, he was going to prepare for Australian rugby rules or something like that. How do you interpret that quote?
Well, you know what? I took a Big East All-Star team to Australia back in '90. We went to a match, and I enjoyed it. You know, I thought it was good. I like the way the referee does all that stuff, you know. But I enjoyed watching it, and you know what? I would probably pay to go see it. We were free that day, but I would pay to go see it.
Olivier, when he got hot in the second half, did most of his points come out of the flow of the offense, or did you design a lot of stuff for him?
No, we didn't do anything that we haven't done all year, and he after the first shot, he put up a left-handed hook, and I said, hey, don't shoot that shot. You got to get to your high release, and from that point on, he did, and he, again, I said it after the game, for him, as hard as he worked, it was great to see him have a day like that at that time, because if anyone deserves it, he did.
You were fishing against their zone defense. Was that something you anticipated doing?
We did. We told our team we felt at some point in time that they would go zone, and really the way they play it is when we started the year and the way we kind of play our zone somewhat the same way, and so we knew what we would go to, and but yeah, we thought at some point in time they could do that.
Rick, you guys have played a lot of games in New York in the last few years, played at Madison Square Garden. Is that something that helps, having a team that's familiar with the environment to some extent they'll be in?
You know, I don't know. I think this time of year, it's just the moment of being in the NCAA and being a part of 16 teams that are left in the tournament. It brings great excitement. And I thought what Jamal Meshack said when someone asked him about the tournament, he said just, you know, growing up as a kid, wanting to be in the tournament and the excitement of it, I think alone is what gets guys excited. But, you know, going to New York is and playing there, I don't know if these guys have played there or not. Did all these guys have it?
Texas.
Not all of them, right?
No.
Totally, but again, we're in New York. Well, we were in Brooklyn early in the year, and So again, I think they're just going to be excited the fact that we're playing wherever we would be.
Like in terms of, obviously every team's is kind of its own thing, but the physicality this team plays with, is it one of the more physical teams you've had at Tennessee, or is it just about what y'all have been?
You know, when you use the word physicality, I mean, we're strong. I mean, you know, we got length. We got now with Zakai being out, you know, you put a guy in like Jemai Meshack that's almost 200 pounds and taller, and Tyreek Key and Santi. Those guys are you know, they work hard, they play hard, and there's teams run such good offense. If you're not willing to really try to keep up and try to get through screens the best you can, you're gonna give up shots. And so when people say physicality, I'm not sure exactly what that means. Does it mean when the shot goes up, you're going to block somebody out where everybody knows that that's part of the game where it is physical, where you have to put bodies on people? But sometimes we do it well, sometimes we don't. Is physicality fouling? We don't want to foul, I can tell you that. I mean, we don't want teams parading to the line on us. But we are an older, stronger team, big guys, and but I think so. You'd have to define physicality in terms of how do we use it. I would say what I was trying to say earlier. We're going to try to play as hard as we can play. If that's being physical, I guess we're going to be physical.
Rick, this program last was in the Sweet 16 in 2019, but there's been a lot of changeover. How much do you tap into your experience to try to maybe help, you know, push on through at this stage of the tournament?
Well, you know, whether you believe it or not, there's a lot of times as coaches, people think we have more control than we do. I mean, the play that Santi made right in front of the bench when he crossed over and raised up and shot that, it's not like we work on that shot every day. You know, so players get lost in games, and I think that what you count on, what you bank on this time of year is repetition, your work, the way you've worked all year, and I think everybody works at this game. Again, we haven't been in a game this year when we've played a team that hasn't played hard. We haven't been in a game this year with a team that hasn't been well coached. And but this time of year, it's about guys hopefully being as fresh as you can, as healthy as you can, and then certainly you hope we're playing at the highest level we can play. And I think if you change a lot, trying to go back and do a lot of different things, I think you send a negative wave to them in the fact that why weren't we doing this earlier? I mean, they know we're going to make adjustments and tweak something here or there, but the fact is we've got to do what's got us here.
Is Santi playing some of his best basketball right now? It seemed like he kind of was locked in through that Duke game especially.
You know, Santi's been consistent all year. Again, if you'd have told me, and I think I said this after the game, that Santi was going to score, I think, 3 points against Louisiana, and I'm not sure we thought we'd have moved on, but the fact is, I think this is probably the lowest point total of the year. But he impacts winning in so many different ways. It's what he does defensively, and people guard him, they chase him, and it's hard for him. You know, I said after the game, I don't know if anybody's been fouled more this year than him, but he doesn't complain. He just keeps on going. Does he get frustrated a little bit? I think he did a little bit in the Louisiana game, but normally he's used to it, and he feels like by doing that he's learned how to help make his teammates better by the way he's being guarded.
Rick, you're on the competition committee. You've said that a few times.
Rules committee.
Rules committee. I'm sorry, rules committee. When you look at a guy like Urosh with his combination of size, you know, and strength, and not just height, but obviously the bulk too, how difficult are guys like that to officiate? Because it looks like there have been times this year where he's just boxing a guy out, and because he's the size he is, the guy goes flying. Well,
I think in his situation, I mean, I think refereeing is a really hard job. You know, I mean, it's happening so fast. There's big guys, I mean, speed, quickness going on out there. But I think that some of the things that Urosh has done through his career, you can become a guy that's a marked man. And I will tell you, I do think that the latter part of this year, he got some calls that when you look at it, you kind of think that he's a marked man a little bit, but probably more so in your conference, you know. But even though, you know, you have referees that work our league, that works the NCAA, and I know that if people knew Urosh, and some guys need whatever it is to get them going, whatever that might be. But we're always talking to him about don't do anything that's going to hurt us. And we want him to play hard. We want him to do his job. We don't want to foul. I mean, regardless of what people might think, we don't want to foul. And but he is strong. He's big, and you know what? He's got really good feet. He's quicker than most people would probably suspect. Like his ball screen defense was terrific against Duke the other night. That's why he was in there a lot, because he was doing a really good job there. But, you know, there's things in the post, like when he popped his hands back, we teach that. But when he popped them back, and I know he didn't do it on purpose, but his hand went back and hit the Duke player in the face, you got to call it foul. It was inadvertent. Just the same thing with Santi. When he had the ball, he swept the ball across, and the ball hit the player's face, but your hands are part of the ball, so that's a foul. And but all that's inadvertent when two teams are playing hard, and because the officials have to protect. Certainly going to protect people getting hit in the face, which they should. But I know that he knows enough by now that his teammates and all of us, we want him to make sure he plays the game and doesn't let his emotion get the best of him.
Thank you, Coach.